Hey, this is JT from Famous Last Words, and you're listening to Honest Brutality.
Created by the people, created for the people. No holds barred, no punches pulled, just honest brutality. I don't know what the fuck you guys are thinking, but you don't ever talk about my band again. What's this honest brutality shit anyway?
Honest Brutality.
Hey everybody, this is Cameron Rebel from Honest Brutality, and I'm sitting here with all my buddies.
Yay!
Hello, buddies.
Hi, guys.
Yay! I'm a new buddy.
And our new buddy, yes. So we have on the line a very special guest. We have JT from Famous Last Words. Hey JT, how are you?
I'm super. Thanks for asking.
Well, you're welcome. You're very welcome. So hey, you guys just dropped a new one, the Incubus.
Yep.
And so that was last month, right? September?
Yeah, September 30th.
Yeah, right at the end there.
Right at the end. I have to tell you that, well, first of all, let's tell our audience that you guys right now have 3 out, right? You have The City of Dead.
Council of the Dead.
Council. I don't have my glasses on. Smacking me. Two-Faced Charade, and then the Incubus. And they're all concept albums, right?
Yep, and then we have 2 EPs before that, but those were not concept albums.
Well, I have to be honest, and this is kind of embarrassing coming from somebody who loves music so much. But your guys' album, The Incubus, is the first concept album I've ever listened to from front to back. Ever.
Really?
Yes.
That's
ever.
awesome.
And I have to tell you, I love the concept of a concept album.
Thank you.
No, it was very, very well put together. The message in it, let's just kind of put it straight here. I'm a female, so this is very important to me. But the message in it is just off the hook. So can you share with our listening audience what the Incubus is all about?
Yeah, it is about a stay-at-home mother in the 1950s, and she starts blacking out and having these really horrible nightmares. So she starts freaking out about why this is happening to her, and going to the doctor, and she finds out that she's been drugged repeatedly, and that's what is causing her to black out and get these nightmares, and she has no idea how. So she's trying to figure out why that's happening, while also dealing with, the gender stereotypes that, that happened back then, and a lot of them still happen now, so it's still pretty relevant. But yeah, that's the Incubus. I don't want to spoil the story for anyone.
Right. So
Yeah,
let me ask you something though. Where did you cook this up? Were you drugged repeatedly? What happened?
No, it came just out of nowhere. It almost feels like I didn't even write it, because it literally hit me all at once.
Wow.
And I grabbed my phone, I wrote the entire story down from the first song to the last song, and I'm rereading it the next morning like, what the fuck?
That's so awesome, though.
So it looks like
Thank
there's a
you.
movie script in there somewhere.
There could be. That would be sweet.
Yeah.
Right.
The story leans itself to that.
And speaking of that, you guys did a 30-minute short film about the album, the Two-Faced Charade. So are you guys thinking about doing the same for the Incubus?
I would love to, but that is a very costly endeavor.
Yeah, I bet.
But if the opportunity presents itself, I would definitely not say no.
Right. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'd like to see it. Where is it, a YouTube movie, or where can we see that?
You can go on YouTube and check it out.
Yeah. Okay, I'll definitely do that.
I stumbled across you guys back when you did a Two-Faced Charade. And I'm just going to fanboy for a minute because I really, really dug that album. And I was passing that around to my kids and my friends and really kind of pushing it back then. And I didn't.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Well, I didn't even realize it was a concept album when I first heard it. I didn't.
That's cool. That's kind of what we try to do is keep this line where there's a very fine line where there's vagueness of a normal song and very heavy like story concept song, which you won't really be able to understand if you don't know the whole story.
Right.
So we try to make it so you can still listen to all the songs, even though it's telling a story.
Sure. So they're standalone. They're kind of designed with ambiguity on purpose.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, once I realized it was a concept album, then I revisited it. So it was kind of one of those cool things where you're kind of like, ooh, a Christmas present. Like I didn't,
a little Easter egg.
Yeah, I didn't know I was supposed to be looking for this. And so I started delving into that without reading anything on it, trying to figure it out on my own. I'm like, okay, obviously this is about insanity to some degree. And it took me a while to figure out like kind of what you guys were going for. It was kind of neat because I had derived my own opinion of what the album was about and then started reading what other people thought. What I thought was really cool and that I see as a thread with your albums and with your listening audience. Number one, you have a really dedicated listening audience.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
Your fan base is pretty
awesome.
incredible.
They are super incredible.
Number two is that everybody gets something different from the story, even if you kind of lay it out there for them, like what the premise is.
Right.
Everybody walks away with something different.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's got to be a super killer feeling.
Oh, dude, totally.
So what drove you guys? I mean, who decided that that's what you were kind of going to do was concept albums? Or is that something did you guys discuss it like, oh, we're not going to do a concept album next time. We're just going to write some songs. Or has it always been like, we're going to do more concepts? How did you figure that out?
No, after our first EP, we were really young when we did that. And, a lot of people kind of, pushed us in a direction. And it wasn't really the direction that we wanted to go. And after that EP, we were like, you know what, not doing that again.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided, and that was also around the time when it was just like, get on your knees, party, blah,
Right.
Yeah.
There was no artwork in it anymore. It felt like, and I really wanted to keep that in there. So I grew up listening to musicals, so that the idea of telling stories through music just felt very natural to me. So I was all about it, and I thought any music video I've ever seen that tells a story was just so like the coolest thing in the world. So I wanted to do albums like that.
Wow.
And since then we have done concepts.
You mentioned the videos. I was watching The Show Must Go On, and that's some pretty dark shit you guys are visiting there. And the
every album's pretty dark.
Yeah,
that's the reality of the world.
It caught me by surprise as I was watching this because I'll be honest, I wasn't real familiar with you guys' material before this was brought to the table. I went and started checking it out. And I said, "My God, these guys are into some dark stuff." It's kind of I dig the dark stuff. So seeing that, and then the video for Porcelain,
Pretty in Porcelain.
Pretty in Porcelain, yeah. That one, I was like, "Oh my God!"
Right.
Are you guys coming up with the concepts for the videos as well, or is somebody helping you along with those? Because they're brilliant.
Thank you. Yep. I work very closely with the director. His name's Charlie Anderson, and he's also the one who did the short film. And he does a lot of movies and stuff. We actually are one of the only bands he's been doing music videos for in a really long time. So him and I put our brains together and we come up with these videos.
And the Pretty in Porcelain video where Christine, she's just broke really, and then that one moment where she just screams, like that part in the video, I had chills. Like it was like so powerful. It was very well done. Very well done.
Yeah, that part's supposed to be, she can try very hard to break free from the situation, but it's very hard too, and it's never gonna go away completely.
Right.
So it's a harsh reality because it's a harsh world.
Yeah.
But with all of our albums, we try to show that there's always a little bit of light, a little bit of hope.
Right.
That if you hang on to it, like you can take that light and grow it, and it'll get brighter. So that's really the whole thing, and you can't show that contrast without showing the true nature of the world without it being sugar-coated.
Right. And another thing, I just want to say, like we were talking about earlier, you guys have a huge following, a huge fan base. But it's not just, fans listening to music. Like, you have something here that is inspiring to people who have gone through, these trials and tribulations in their life. And, I think that that's pretty amazing.
Thank you. And it's hard because the only time I've actually been through some of the stuff that I've been singing about is Council of the Dead. I've lost a lot of friends and family members in a lot of those ways that those songs are about. And it really takes months and months of research to try to put myself in someone else's shoes. But I realize I'm never going to actually fully understand unless I go through those situations myself.
Right.
But, I do everything I can to educate myself on each topic and try to get it as close to real as possible.
Well, you guys come across as a very smart band.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion.
Extremely.
It's not like a bunch of party rock. It comes across as very intelligent. And not only that, I wanted to ask you a little bit about that. Your musicianship, in my opinion, the way you guys write songs, and it's just getting better and better. You guys are definitely growing.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I really appreciate your art, appreciate what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And how does that come about? Are you guys collaborators, or does somebody kind of come in and with the structure of the songs? How do you guys go about doing that?
The first two records, Two-Face Rating Council, were written. Most of the music was written by our old bass player Jesse Maddie, and then I do the vocals and the melodies. And the only one on Council, or the only two on Council that he didn't write musically was One in the Chamber and The End of the Beginning. And then for this new record, he was no longer writing with us, so I took over most of the writing responsibilities.
Huh.
And our new member Evan Foley, he wrote two of the songs instrumentally. So,
okay. Well,
I mean, I've always done the vocals and the melodies and most of the story stuff. The only time I didn't fully do the concept was Two-Face Charade. Me and Jesse came up with that one together.
Well, I'd like to say this, and I don't want it to come across the wrong way, but that might have been the best thing that could happen for you as far as his departure or in the writing process, because in my opinion, the Incubus is your strongest offering to date. It's very, very solid.
I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm blown. When I listen to it, I just get I get a really cool vibe, song to song, and the way you guys kind of break stuff down, and you think it's going to go one direction and it goes another. Really cool stuff.
Thank you. And Taylor Larson as the producer also had a huge play in the sound of the record, just like any producer does too. So it was still a very big collaboration.
Are you formally trained in your vocals, or is that something you just learned how to do on your own?
I took choir for about 10 years.
Okay.
And my grandma was also a vocal coach.
Oh, okay, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, because
That's
man,
amazing.
you got a crazy style. It's funny when I've actually had people that I've been listening to you and had people that were in the room, and a lot of people naturally assume that you're one of those acts that has the clean vocalist and the screamer. And I'm like, nah, man, that's one dude for the most part. That's one guy killing it right there. And that's pretty crazy. Does that tear you up, the hardcore stuff when you do it, or you're able to manage that?
I'm able to manage it just fine. There's some points like on when we're playing live where it's literally impossible for me to do the scream and the singing.
Yeah.
So I'll have Craig, our drummer, or Matt, our bass player, kind of fill in and help me out. But on the record, that's all me. And I still switch back and forth live. When we started the band, I wasn't actually the screamer. I was just the singer.
Wow.
Yeah, so I kind of have always written for two parts.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah, and that's my writing style, and I've kept it that way.
So now, did you just when did you start doing the scream thing?
During recording of Pick Your Poison. I actually had to learn how to scream about 3 months before we went to the studio.
So how did that work? For instance, my daughter, she sings and she
Mhm.
wants to scream so much. And she's like, I don't know how to do it. Like, how do you go from this amazing, vocal voice to, like this scream that's just out of this world? Like, how do you switch back and forth? How did you learn that?
I just kind of found the sound quietly, and then I worked on building the volume without without feeling, like I'm damaging my vocals. So over time, I learned how to increase the volume and do it the right way. And I think I'm just lucky, and I'm sure the vocal training over the years helped me kind of figure that out. But I never really watched any YouTube videos. I kind of just figured it out.
It was
and
your grandma who taught you how to scream, huh?
She taught me how to scream. She was actually in a death metal band.
Have you seen Death Metal Grandma? It was a Death Metal Grandma or Metal Grandma?
I have seen it.
Oh my God, that's so rad. I love it. It's funny.
As a vocalist who is also trying to learn how to scream as well, in addition to singing, it's absolutely amazing that you figured out how to do that and get it to the level you needed it in 3 months. Because I've been doing it for over a year and a half.
I feel very, very blessed about that.
And it's still nowhere near what I would want it to be. So that's fucking amazing, dude. Good job.
Thank you.
So you're for the listening audience, there's a little background noise, which I'll clean up a bit, but that's because you're in your car, right?
Yes.
The reason I bring that up is you crack me up because you do a lot of your social media, and that's where you're doing it from, is the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Are you on the road a lot? No, it's okay.
Yes.
I like it because I've actually kind of started doing it too.
I was saying, you got the pot calling the kettle black here.
We actually posted a video, and I was just talking about first week sales.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you guys.
I saw that today, actually.
You actually replied to my response.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Sure,
I thought that was super cool that you're very hands-on with. That's kind of where I was headed with this. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I like to reply to as many people as possible. But yeah, everyone's like, you shouldn't be driving and taking a video. And it was actually just kind of sitting on my jacket. and I was mostly looking at the road. So I wasn't being too reckless, but yeah, I should probably not do that.
Dude, you're in a rock band, bro. It's okay. You're supposed to be a little crazy.
You're supposed to have a joint in one hand and a whiskey in the other when you're driving.
No.
Yeah, no.
So JT, tell me about you in high school. And then one of the things is this is how I'm kind of picturing you. Just because of your writing skills, I picture you like in English, like just maxing out the A's. Did you write a lot when you were in school?
No, I actually got horrible grades up until 9th grade.
Wow.
Terrible grades.
Yeah.
I was pulled out of school in 9th grade, went back in 10th grade to a different school.
Yeah.
Did just fine, and then after that, I was all about tour life, and I just wanted to go on tour, and I didn't want to do school anymore. So I was gonna drop out, and my mom, who's always been super, super supportive of me, she begged me not to drop out, and I was like, oh, okay. So I decided if there was somewhere I could go where I could graduate early, I will do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I found this alternative school about 15 minutes away from my house, and it's like a go at your own pace school,
right? And
it's all on computers. And I ended up doing it's like 25 classes, which is 12 and a half credits that year.
Wow!
And I graduated early when I was like 16.
Good for you. That is so cool. Good for you. And then
yeah, so then I went on tour, and yeah, it's funny because the next year, my boss, he was actually in a touring ska band back in the day,
mm-hmm.
and so he totally understood everything I was about, and he invited me back to teach math there and help all the kids with math on the computers.
Wow.
So I've been working there as like a math tutor for the last 8 years.
Huh.
Yeah, that's crazy. That kind of reminds me of Caleb Shomo from Beartooth.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Beartooth and Caleb?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know Does he teach?
Well, no. It's just
No.
he started so young, I think is what she's getting at.
Yeah, he
Oh,
started
gotcha. I was gonna say,
touring.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
he started
he was like-
touring before he was.
He was like 13 or 14.
Yeah, he was super young.
Yeah.
That's
With
crazy.
Attack,
Yeah,
right?
and his, and
Yeah.
his mom gave him a permission slip to, to go on tour, and
Yeah.
just a super cool dude. That's good for you. That's awesome. Now that is like the epitome of like chasing your dreams. And a lot of times when you're in high school, a lot of kids are just really lost, and they're like, I don't know what I want to do. And, you know, then you have those few that are like, this is what I'm doing. And they're very adamant about it. And that's what you did. And
Since I was 6th grade, I've known what I wanted to do.
kudos to
And
you,
I have
man.
been trying.
Right on.
And
Thank you.
and you know what? It's a good thing you did, because you are just killing it with what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dude, I'm almost 49. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
What are you doing next?
Today is actually our last show of this run. And then tomorrow we're going down to AP to do a little video thing. And so I'm pretty stoked about that. That's going to be fun. And then we're setting up a tour in November, December for the West Coast.
All right.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
Yep,
Now you're talking
it's
our
been a
language.
minute. It's been a minute since we've been out there, or it's been 2 years since we've been out there. So
Wow. What do you have
yeah.
lined up for California?
I don't know yet. We're still working on it.
All right. Well,
but
keep in touch with
it's
us so we can come see you.
Yeah.
Definitely. You guys just let me know. Guest list.
Come to Sacramento.
Hell yeah.
Come to Sacramento.
Gotcha. I
We're
will tell
thinking
my
Chico,
guy.
actually.
You're right.
come
They'd tear
headline the
Chico up,
Senator.
dude. I bet you
Yeah.
they'd tear
Oh
it
my
up.
God, they would
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Do we have a do we actually have a draw in California still? I have no idea. It's been
Well-
so long since we've been out there.
Well, I know 4.
Hell yeah. There it is.
Well, we're gonna find out because we're gonna push it. We're gonna stick it in everybody's face and find out what's really
Oh,
going
yes,
on.
we
How's
are.
that sound?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm about it.
That's what we're all about, man.
Yeah. Exactly.
What you're talking about November, December, you guys going to headline or you going to tour with somebody else?
Headline.
Oh, look at you. All right. Nice.
Do you already know who you're gonna be dragging along with you?
Yes. From the kinda.
Okay, got it.
It's nothing is.
That's a
locked-
wink and a nod,
locked
so
in
you
yet.
can't say nothing. We got you.
Yeah.
we that's every band that comes on this damn show.
Yeah. They usually tell us, and we're like, "Damn it, we can't tell nobody." That sucks.
Yeah.
I'll
No,
tell you,
Sorry.
we're not recording.
It's all good.
Go ahead and tell us.
Don't listen to him.
Well, and now I'm not really familiar with you guys in any festivals that you've done. Have you done any?
We've done South by So What, which is now just a So What festival.
Right.
We did that 2 years. 1 year we actually got rained out, so we didn't even get to play.
Oh,
That
that's a
sucks.
bummer.
And then we did Fest Evil a few years ago at Six Flags in New Jersey. The one where Ronnie Radke threw the mic stand and hit
Oh
some
yeah.
girl and
Yep.
all that shit went
Uh-huh.
down. Yeah, we played that show.
That's why he says he won't come off the stage now.
Yep.
Remember?
Really?
We went and saw him, and he was like,
Yeah.
I would get down there in the audience with you, but if I do and I have my microphone, I might get sued.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was
well-
like, oh, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that show. But really, we haven't played that many other festivals.
Yeah.
Hoping to get Warped Tour. That would be fun.
Oh yeah.
That would
Well,
be awesome. Good.
We
for
didn't
you
want to
guys.
say nothing, but looks like you guys are headlining next year. All right, it's on the table, folks.
Yay!
We break that news constantly in Honest Brutality.
So, what's your guys' biggest crowd that you've performed in front of?
We played. Actually, it might have been on this tour. We played the Door in Dallas, and that room was packed out. It was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is a very big room. I don't know how many exactly what the capacity was, but
40
it was,
or 50
it was
maybe?
fucking huge.
No.
Yeah, about 40, 50 kids. It's
40,
wild.
50,000, yeah. So, do you remember the very first time you performed on stage?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. I want to hear.
I used to have terrible stage fright
Yeah.
when I was, and I just had to keep going on stage to get over that. Yeah, I went on stage, and have you ever gotten pulled over when you're younger and your voice gets all shaky?
Yes,
Scared?
yes.
And they're like, "What's wrong with you?" And you're like, "I don't know." Well, that
You were
was me
guilty.
on stage. I was that guy, and I forgot the words and just started the song over,
shit.
and I'm like, "Oh my god." I'm so embarrassed. I just fucked up in front of all three of you. But I was real young. That was like right when I started, when I was like 12, 13.
Oh,
Wow.
Well, that's forgivable.
Yeah.
Man, you've been out there doing it for a
That's
long
just
time
am- it
already.
just- yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that gives you like a skewed perspective on the world, having been doing it since it's such a young age?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe. I feel like I may have missed out on a few things that, normal kids would go through who don't like do music
Right.
consistently.
Like what? The prom? Big deal.
Yeah, I was saying, like, I didn't go to prom. Like, and that didn't matter to me. I don't care
Right.
about that.
Right.
I'm traveling the world, bitches.
Right.
Fuck
Exactly.
the prom.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck prom.
It's prom every night.
Exactly.
What challenges are you met with now when you go out on tour and you're out on, and you're doing your thing? What's the one thing that seems to be a roadblock for you guys?
Well, I have a 7-year-old kid,
Ah,
so leaving her is always very difficult.
I
And
can
my
imagine.
girlfriend I've been with for 4 years, and leaving the family is always hard.
Yeah.
Sleeping in the van is, I've become accustomed to it, so that's not that bad. But yeah, actually, recently these tours have been, really great, really smooth, really fun.
Has your daughter gone to any of your shows?
She's gone to shows, but we live in a town that is so far away from venues that it's been a very long time. Like, the closest venue is about 4 hours away that
Oh,
we would
wow.
actually play. Yeah, it's
wow.
nuts.
Are you still up in Michigan? Is that where you're at?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you must live out close to Ted Nugent then, if you're that far away from a venue.
He's actually my neighbor.
Get the
up.
fuck out.
Yeah, I'm totally fucking with you guys.
You had me by the balls, man.
I was going to say, well, you're dodging bullets all the time, man.
No, arrows.
Gosh, that is funny. So, what is your guys' van's name?
What is our van's name? Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. It must be a Ford.
Yep, it's a Ford E350.
Oh, man.
I know the van you're speaking of. Yeah.
You guys are packed up in there,
Econoline.
huh?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Like sardines,
Wow.
man. Yeah.
sardines.
Does each person have their own row?
No, we actually took to a couple of benches out and made bunks.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
nice.
right on.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
that's
who was
cool.
it? I think we're talking to Sons of Texas, and they said each one had their own row. Made it like their own room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're hanging
Yeah.
posters and shit on the back of the other seats.
It's a nice little coffin bunk.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Oh my gosh. So, how do you guys do on tour in the van?
It's fine. Now that we have bunks, that really just saves us.
Yeah.
They're like little beds, super comfortable, like 6-inch foam. It's awesome.
So, do you guys get on each other's nerves a lot?
Not really. I mean,
No? Wow.
well,
That's
really,
impressive.
it is. It's kind of amazing because I hear a lot of other bands' stories about like them getting in like fist fights and
Fights,
shit.
yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
man, the worst we get is like, dude, that wasn't very cool. You know?
You just ripped ass and that wasn't
Like,
cool.
what the fuck,
Yeah.
man? That wasn't very nice. Yeah.
We literally just spoke to a band in England about an hour ago that are getting ready to go do a 3-week tour.
Yeah.
And their big concern is that they might kill each other in that 3 weeks on the road together.
That has never been an issue. And I'm grateful for that.
This group of guys that you're with now, is this lineup changes aside? I mean, is primarily the same group of guys you've been working with for the duration, right?
For the most part of the time. In the beginning, there was a lot of member changes. I'm actually the only original.
Is that right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
But Craig's the second longest, and he's been, I think it's like 6-7 years now.
The current lineup of all the guys that you have pretty good chemistry, and you guys aren't fighting a lot. That's good. So let me ask you this: if you guys were stranded on a desert island and you had to eat one of your band members, who would it be?
I would starve. I couldn't eat a person.
So you would sacrifice yourself to everybody else then?
I threw him a curveball there. I think he got quiet for a hot second.
What he doesn't
Well, I
realize
had to
is
think
that.
about. I had to think about it.
Yeah, well, if you had to think about it, you're the meal, pal.
Exactly.
Hey, sacrifice for the greater good.
Take one for the team.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, that is.
So you were
amazing.
talking earlier about your support system growing up, and obviously it was amazing for them to be behind you at that early age to chase your passion.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that your family or that your mother or your grandmother, what's the one thing they won't let you forget?
My mom will always remind me of this. How when she was pregnant with me, she slept on her side. She had to lay on her side for 5 months because I was a very difficult pregnancy, apparently. So every birthday, she goes, "Years, 24 years ago, I remember laying on my side for 5 months." And I'm like, "Oh, come on." That is the one thing she won't let me forget.
That's one of the best ones.
It's turned into this ongoing joke.
That is so funny. Now she just does it just to get your goat because she knows it's.
Well, now I tell her, like, "Hey, you know who also was laying there for 5 months? This guy."
Exactly. Nice.
Upside down.
I wanted to go walking around, Mom.
Yeah.
No.
Nicely done. So are you an only child?
No, I have a sister.
You have a sister. So younger or
Yep.
older?
She's older by 4 years. She actually, there's a short story we released for Two-Face Charade,
Uh-huh.
and she wrote that story based off of the concept that we came up with, and that's kind of what was turned into the script.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, she's also very artistic.
Was
Her
she
name's
the
Nina.
was she the cool
Nina.
older sister, or did she used to beat the shit out of you when you were younger?
When we were younger, we didn't get along that great.
Yeah.
But when she went off to college, we sort of, I was getting older and we connected again. Now we're friends.
I have a son and daughter that are 4 years apart.
Yeah.
And they interact, but not a lot, so that's good. That's good to know that maybe when they get older, they'll be super
Someday.
close.
There's hope.
Someday.
Right.
There's hope. down the road.
Absolutely. 'Cause I'm like, what's going on?
So what is JT? What do you do aside from? We know that you're this badass front man. We got that. That's figured out. You got this awesome band. That's figured out. What else goes on with you? I mean, so you have the family life, but
Yep.
what else? What are your interests? What do you do? Who are you?
I'm always working on. I'm the band. The band is me. I am the band. That is my entire life, other than being a dad and and going to work. I'm fairly boring, but I like to write stories a lot. I love writing any kind of music, and I'm always interested in working on like little short story video projects with Charlie if he ever has time. So I work on those a lot too. But other than that, yeah, pretty tame. I'm a family guy when I'm home.
That's
So-
so cool.
A question for you, JT. Is the band your full-time job, or do you have to keep additional employment?
No, I do I teach
The math
Okay,
tutor.
so the math.
I teach
okay.
the math.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Teach it the math.
Yeah.
It
All
can
right.
Is it that?
count
Is it that new math?
Dracula.
No, Common Core. Fuck that shit. No.
Right?
That's my
Exactly.
guy. No,
That
let's
is-
talk about that.
Yeah,
for a
let's do.
second.
That is the most bullshit crap
It's
ever.
ridiculous.
You can't.
Yeah,
I
I
can't even
agree.
help my kids with their homework.
No, well,
It's
it's because they want
fucking
you to. They
stupid.
want you to prove shit out that makes no sense.
Right.
Well, it makes sense. It's just they want you to break it down into 5s and 10s, and it's just really weird. Like, you
Yeah.
could do it the old way, and if you show your work and you do it the old way, it'll still be wrong. It's like, oh, come on.
Right. Right. Yeah, we got away from the metric system on purpose. I mean, why do I want to go back to it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's really cool though.
Yeah.
So are you working a lot hands-on with these kids? You're doing the tutoring thing?
Yep.
That's super cool, man. Are they
Every
really
weekday.
responsive to you, or
Yeah, so it's funny. Sometimes they know the band, and they get, nervous to ask me
they
questions.
little
That's
fanboy?
So it'll take like a year for them to actually ask me for help. Like by the end of the year, they're like, "Okay, can you help me with math now?" It's like, well, what the fuck? Why didn't you ask me earlier?
And I'm sorry, I don't know if you said this earlier, but what age group are you tutoring?
It's 10th grade and up.
Oh, wow, high schoolers,
That's
huh?
awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
That's actually interesting.
So you get an opportunity to connect with them on a different level,
Yeah, I've helped like tons of kids graduate, and that's an
Wow,
awesome
dude.
feeling. Yeah, it's super cool.
I like you.
I like you guys too. It's been fun.
Well, this begs a question that what you just brought up made me think of something. I mean, every band, what we do here, we all try to kind of figure out what our core audience is, not necessarily our target audience, but who our fans are. What age group do you find? Are you all over the map, or is it specific to a certain age group? Do you know?
We're kind of all over the map. It's interesting because when I think about stuff like that, I'm never really thinking about when I write music. I'm never really thinking about my target audience. Like
Right.
the reason I started writing music was, for myself,
Right.
because I enjoyed it, because I liked it,
Right.
and that's kind of how it's always been.
That's how it should be.
And
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
it should always be you're writing for yourself first, and then it's just I'm very fortunate to have kids who connect to these stories and these songs the same way I do. So.
Right.
That's bitching. You touch on something that we talk about on the show occasionally, and it's where bands go wrong a lot of times is they try to write for the audience,
Yep.
and they get away from what got them to where they are in the first place, which
Yep.
is writing stuff that makes me happy. And
Yeah, and I'm not ashamed to say that.
yeah, it translates a lot better. And when you start trying to just write for what you think somebody's going to enjoy,
Yeah.
Right.
that's where you fuck up, and
Yeah.
you
I
and
totally
your music
agree.
starts to go downhill. It's when you stay on course and do what you like. That's when you kill it. That's where the people come, man. That's great. I'm glad to hear you say that.
Well, it's just fun. That's
Absolutely. The rest of the guys have heard of you before, and I had never heard of your band before. And I work
Mhm.
very closely with Jen over there at Catalyst Publicity Group. And,
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
yeah. So every once in a while, I'll hop on their website and I'll look at what they've got in their stable, and so I ran into you guys and I listened to you and I was like, holy shit, this is freaking mind blowing. And I contacted Jen. I'm like, Jen, I want to talk to these guys. And she's like, okay, let's da 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 da. And she hooked it up. And so this is kind of getting back to the whole age group fan thing. You have a new fan here, and I'm super young.
Oh,
Hey, she got a birthday.
Next week.
yeah.
Happy early
Actually,
birthday.
Jay, I got a little story for you, a little inside scoop. Rebel actually brought the song to my attention,
Mhm.
and I was out doing some work on
Pretty
the
in
show.
porcelain.
And she comes out and says, she goes, hey, check this out. And she pulled it up, and it was the video for Pretty in Porcelain. And I didn't get to see the header on it to say who it was or anything. And I listened to the first minute of it or so, and I'm like, man, this is really intense. It's really good. It sounds super familiar. Who are these guys? And she had just seen it. She had just pulled it down, and she was excited and sharing it. And she goes, I think they're called Pretty in Porcelain. And I'm like, yeah, I've never heard of them. But they're really cool. And then she's like, so I just talked to Jen, and it's Famous Last Words. I'm like, holy shit, I've been listening to those guys for like 3 years, man. Hook
That's
it
awesome.
up. It was really funny though, because when I heard the song, I didn't recognize it as you. That's what I meant earlier about this new album being standalone. It is definitely different, but in a great way. I think you guys have broken out into something if this is the direction you're headed, I think you got an amazing
Absolutely.
career ahead of you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love that. This is definitely my favorite one too.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a guess out here. You've reached your destination, haven't you?
I actually no. I got to the exit and I pulled over at a gas station so I don't kill anyone.
Oh. Well, thank you. We don't
Yeah,
want
well,
you. We
see-
don't want you killing anybody
yeah.
on our dime.
See,
Yeah.
Evil gave him a guilt trip here about driving around and
No, I didn't. Shut up. Hey, JT, we won't keep you too much longer. We know you got a destination to achieve, so let's do this. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to?
No, it's not an interview.
That's
Damn
right.
Just have a chat.
No, that's right. That's right,
amazing.
sir.
Yep,
and I
amazing.
appreciate you appreciating that.
Yeah.
So for the listening audience, if somebody wants to contact you or reach out to you, find your music, buy your music, come see you live, where do they do all of that?
You can go to Bands in Town and you can track us there. Our Facebook, facebook.com/famouslastwordsmusic. Our Twitter is FLW_music. And our Instagram is Famous Last Words Band. So you can those are all of our socials. You can follow us on. I try to respond to everybody as much as I can.
You're very active on the social media, and you seem to be very responsive, and your audience seems to really dig it. I was watching you guys. You did a live video. It looked like you were in an airport or something like that. It was a trip. It was all you guys, and you were doing a live video on Facebook. And I was watching that, and I couldn't even read the comments because of all the likes and hearts and shit that were flying across the screen.
Yeah, it is tough, and there's like a lag, so it was
But
a lot of questions.
you guys seem to be very, very responsive, and I think that's real important.
It is.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah.
It 100% very, very important.
Right, absolutely. That's why they have such a great following, I'm sure. Because you guys make your fans
A
feel
loyal
like
following.
you guys make your fans, feel like they matter. They're part of it.
They do matter. They are part of it.
Absolutely.
Are you getting a lot of love from the radio stations? Are they spinning your stuff?
Not that I've known. I was actually talking to someone from one of the radio stations back at home, and he's going to check out the album. He's actually a big fan of ours, so that was pretty cool. If we get on that would be awesome, But I haven't seen it much myself.
Well, we've spun you once. We just recently we started a really cool collaboration with Rock Rage Radio, internet radio station.
Oh, cool.
And we have a show on Saturdays, and we rolled Pretty in Porcelain on our first show 2 weeks ago, and I got a ton of messages. Who is that? Who is that?
Yeah.
Who is that? And I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
I'm like, well, if you
Yeah.
listen to the frickin' introduction, but if it's okay with you, we'll keep playing some of your stuff on there.
Hey, good. Yes.
Cool.
Do it.
Right on. And at the back of this interview, we'll play Pretty in Porcelain just so the audience can figure out who y'all are.
Awesome.
Right on, man. Well, we're gonna let you go and do your thing.
Thanks for the chat.
Oh, thank you.
Well, keep up the amazing work. Tell all the guys
Oh,
we
yeah.
said hi, and again, have a great day.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys too.
Thank
All right.
you so much.
Take care, brother.
Well, that was a pretty amazing conversation.
Yeah, that guy's pretty damn intelligent.
You know what's funny is he's just we talk to these guys and you see them and they're wearing, a lot of times they're wearing makeup and they've got the leather and the lights are flashing and they're being rock stars.
Yeah.
And then you get them on the phone.
And they're just people.
I was ready to start a drinking game, and we were going to have to take a shot every time he said thank you.
Right?
Very
Very
polite.
humble.
He's very humble.
Just
yeah.
Ladies
I dig
and gentlemen,
him.
famous last words.
That was awesome.
The new album is The Incubus.
Yep.
I strongly recommend it. Personally, I really enjoy that album. I say go out, download it. Check them out.
Ditto on that.
Pretty in Porcelain is actually the single they have out right now, but I'm going to tell you that, quite honestly, I don't think it does the album justice, in my opinion.
Right.
Anyway, check
Listen
them
to the
out.
whole-
And thank you for listening to us once again. You can find us on honestbrutality.com, where all of our various contacts and things of that nature are available. Or
You can call us, 530-962-0411. Call us. Tell us what you think of Famous Last Words. We'd like to hear back from you.
Absolutely.
and if you're listening, what's the most important thing you can do, Butcher?
And that is rate, review, and subscribe. Honestly, it doesn't matter the order in which you do it. Just do those three. Do those three things. Just do them.
do it, man.
Just do it.
Just fucking do it.
Right on, people. Well, we're going to get out of here. In the meantime, if you've got nothing going on a Saturday, even if you do, fuck it. Tune in to Rock Rage Radio every Saturday, the Honest Brutality Hour.
It's fucking awesome.
And we're going to play some famous last words on
Yeah,
there.
we're going to rock hard, bitches.
That's right.
Man, I'm cussing a lot.
That's
Yeah, you
okay.
are.
You know,
I don't
we're-
give a fuck. Fuck you guys.
Wow.
That rock
I
star is
didn't,
kicking
I didn't
in.
really mean that.
You drank so much
No,
rock star,
take
you
caffeine
think
away.
you're a rock star.
Take the
Too much
caffeine
energy
away.
drink
Take the
here.
caffeine away. You know what we're going to do?
You know what? I got a bottle of Fireball here.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to
Stay metal!
I stand alone in the dark, I feel glued 'cause I can't move. My heart it pounds in my chest, fast as he takes his first step into the room. My soul is so sacred. He rises, staring straight to me. My loss is so sacred. Am I dead? Am I dreaming? My breath is caressing. Paralyzed, can't wake up from this nightmare misery. But the nightmare's not over, it's only just begun. Start to arrange me, does it all for fun? I'll have you know, a game you can play, fucking taught and manipulate. His fingers feel like blades as they run up my thighs. He beats my face, changes my dress, I'm ready for his knife. But not through my eyes, stuck in prison and paralyzed. Cause I free, open my eyes and see. The world's around me, still nightmare. Gotta wake up from this dream. What could it be? This vision's trying to tell me. I can't see it clearly. Feel it try to break me. With this, I get a burden, but now there's so much. I swear to you, but I just can't run. Playing with me like a person. But the years not over, it's only just begun. As she starts to arrange me, does it all for fun? And I'll have you know, when I think you can play, fucking telling me if you late. His fingers feel like places they run up my thighs. He beats my face, changes my dress, I'm ready for his eyes. But not through my eyes, stuck in prison and paralyzed. I'm stuck in prison and paralyzed. I know to you that I just seem like an inanimate being. Deep down inside, I am alive, and you are torturing me. Lost of all regular reflection, your attention can I rest it? This is what can't see it twisted. Judgment with my life is not over. It's only just begun. As it starts to arrange me, does it all for fun? And I'll have you know, I'm like game you can play, fucking telling me if you're late. Please make me know. His fingers feel like places they run up my thighs. He beats my face, changes my dress, I'm ready for his eyes. But not through my eyes, stuck in prison and paralyzed.
Do Honest Brutality in your Dr. Roxo voice.
Honest brutality!
Dude. Fuck yeah.
There it is.
That's so awesome.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now you give us yours.
Honest Brutality!